The Pittsburgh Steelers get a boost in the running game. Some great news. Please hit that like and subscribe button. Don't forget to ring that notification bell. That way you're notified of all our daily segments and weekly lives. With that being said, guys, I'm Daniel J. This is State of the Steelers, and welcome to the Huddle. So Najee Harris went out during the game against the Colts with an abdominal injury. He was ruled out in the middle of the game. He was seen on the sideline getting massaged on his abdomen and then walking towards the locker room. It was reported by Ian Rappaport earlier today and others, or yesterday, I'm sorry, from when this was recorded, would have been today, that it wasn't anything serious. It's uncertain if he's going to be playing in this upcoming game, but it's not going to be one of these potential serious injuries and abdominal tear, things of that nature that would have sidelined Najee Harris probably for the remainder of the season. So we get some good news there. Unsure if he's going to be available against the Falcons, but it's not a major injury, and so he'll be coming back. Other good news in the running game and the running game department is that Jaylen Warren returned to practice. He was out against the Colts with a nagging hamstring injury that he tweaked the game before in the loss against the Cincinnati Bengals. And so he's making his return. In his absence, though, the Pittsburgh Steelers did do pretty good running the ball. And this has been something that they've been going on for a few weeks in a row now. I think that the team is starting to feel or grow into their identity. And what I mean by that is that this offense had a lot of new moving parts that circulated through the offense throughout this year that probably delayed the progression of this offense a little bit. But now it seems like this team is starting to grow into their identity. If we look at the most recent games, and we can go back before the bye week, I thought that this was a trend that was going in this upward direction after the bye week, but you look at the stats even before the bye week against the Philadelphia Eagles and a losing effort, and some of this was Kenny Pickett running as well. But the Steelers rushed for 144 yards collectively as a team. They had the bye week against New Orleans. They rushed for 217 yards. Now, against the Bengals, they kind of dipped back down to about 102 yards. However, they were trying to come back. They were trying to pass the ball in an effort to make a comeback in the last portion of the game. So that probably skewed those yards a little bit. But, you look at the Colts game, the Steelers then racked it back up to 172 yards. And this was with running backs that, we weren't expecting to have some, these type of games. You're looking at Benny Snell, who had a fantastic game. You're looking at Anthony McFarland, who had some carries there for some positive yards. And when you're looking at the differences in these running backs and the different types of running backs that are effectively running the game, what that tells me is that the offensive line is starting to click, and the offense together, including the offensive coordinator, are starting to get a groove and starting to click into things. I've said it before, guys. Last year, everybody was saying that the offense looked similar to the offense it was the year before under Randy Fichtner, and it was because it was Ben's offense. Ben ran the show. It is what it is. This year, he had Mr. Trubisky. He had a game plan for him, designated for him, and when it didn't work out with Trubisky, they brought in Kenny Pickett. Now, doing that, they had to restart things. There were certain probably formations, plays, personnel that Kenny Pickett prefers versus Trubisky. And one of the biggest clues or whatnot or evidence to show that is the fact that Derek Watt has been on the field significantly more since Kenny Pickett got into the game. Under Ben Roethlisberger in Canada's offense, he wasn't there. Mitch Trubisky, he was there more, but it was not to this degree. He is noticeably more on the field. In my opinion, it's because probably it's to simplify the offense and, have one that's out there created for and tailored for Kenny Pickett. Now, you have a rookie quarterback. You can't throw the entire playbook at him at one time. You got to take it in sections, and you got to take it in. You got to grow the entire collectiveness of the group. And I felt that it was going to take some time for everybody to get together and be on the same team. You're looking at different pieces and young pieces at every important position on this team. We look at it right here. The number one receiver at this point, in my opinion, is George Pickens, rookie. You're looking at the quarterback, rookie. You're looking at the running back, second-year player. You're looking at the tight end, second-year player. Your center, first year with the team. Your right guard, first year with the team. And so for us to think that this was going to come out, this team was going to come out and be who they were supposed to be anywhere near probably before the bye week was probably not the most reasonable expectation to have. Now that we've seen the progression and we've seen what this team is doing, I think we can see that the identity of this team is one that wants to run the ball, move the ball effectively on the ground, move their quarterback around in the pocket, and potentially use their legs to gain some yards. And so I like the direction that this team is going as far as the running game goes. Confidence is building within the unit of the offensive line unit. And that was something that was needed. We spoke about this earlier this offseason and throughout the beginning portions of the year. Last year, the offensive line was uprooted from surprise retirements of David DeCastro to a undersized center who just never developed into anything other than he was probably a reach. And so, you also look at Dotson, who was injured for majority portion of the year. And, there was a lot of moving parts. Leglue played a significant role. He's not even on the team anymore. You look at what happened last year and how dysfunctional that offensive line was. You expected that this offensive line would have a little bit more cohesion and collectiveness, this season, and you're starting to see that. It just took some time for them to get together and to build together, in my opinion. But I like what I'm seeing. You look at the remaining portion of the schedule. The Steelers have the Atlanta Falcons, Baltimore Ravens, Carolina Panthers, the Raiders, the Ravens again, and then the Browns. The only team that the Steelers are playing that have a above 500 record right now is the Baltimore Ravens, and they honestly haven't looked the best. They've won some games with some grit and being, keeping games close, but they've lost quite a few games where you would have not, especially late in games where they're up by multiple scores, you wouldn't have expected them to lose. So, it's any given Sunday type of thing. And this year's just been kind of crazy with upsets and things of that nature. And so who knows where we go from here. Right now, my opinion, what I'm looking for when it comes to the Pittsburgh Steelers is not so much the wins and losses, but the progression. And I'm seeing some progression, especially in the running game. Don't get me wrong, there's some progression in the passing game as well. But this episode's on the running game. Maybe tomorrow we'll talk about the progression of the passing game, which I do think it's there. I liked what I saw out of Kenny Pickett in the offense this past week. When you look at rookie quarterbacks that have been successful, not throwing the ball quite often is usually one of the formulas for success. You go back and look at Ben Roethlisberger's rookie year. He won a lot of games. I don't think he threw over 200 yards in very many of them, if not most of them. And so, we'll talk more about that probably tomorrow. But hit that like and subscribe button, guys, because on Friday, tomorrow, we're going to be doing a live, and we're going to do something a little bit different than what we've done before. I'm going to be sending out the link there to anybody who wants to come on to the show and give their input on the Steelers, on the team, on the players, on the coaching staff. And, I'm giving you guys 2 minutes to come on out here, just talk a little bit, talk to me, ask questions of me. Maybe you just have a comment to say to everybody. But that'll be going on tomorrow. So if you want to be a part of that, hit that notification bell. That way you're notified when we're going live. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think about the running back situation. I think that, these running backs are turning a page, and it has a lot to do with the offensive line and also the comfortability when it comes to the quarterback and these running backs. Kenny Pickett had a press conference where he talked about he had a lot of reps with the running backs of the backups, the Benny Snells, the Anthony McFarland during training camp and during preseason, that those were the guys that he was most comfortable with, that he had to play a little bit of catch up when it came to playing with Najee Harris, just because he wasn't familiar with his style. And so let me know what you guys think about this team. Who do you attribute the running success? Is it on the offensive line, the offensive coordinator, the head coach? Or maybe it's just the different running backs and the different running styles are starting to come together, and these running backs have the experience and been playing in this league for long enough that they're starting to click. Let me know in the comment section which one you guys think it is. But with that being said, guys, I'm Daniel J. This is State of the Steelers.